Have you ever wondered why Satan, the embodiment of evil, appeared before God in the Bible? This is a question that has sparked curiosity and generated countless interpretations. We're about to venture into the depths of biblical scripture to explore this perplexing account. The tale of Satan's encounter with God is shrouded in mystery and intrigue. It's a complex issue that has been dissected and deliberated over by scholars, theologians, and curious minds alike. The interpretations are as diverse as they are captivating, each offering a unique perspective on this enigmatic event. But why does this narrative exist? And what purpose does it serve in the grand scheme of biblical teachings? Well, that's precisely what we aim to explore. Our journey will take us through various interpretations, theological implications, and contemporary relevance, all in pursuit of a clearer understanding. Stay with us as we delve into the scriptures to unravel this fascinating narrative. And don't forget, your subscription helps us to create more content like this. In the book of Job, Satan appears before God in a celestial gathering. This is a pivotal moment in the story, a heavenly assembly that sets the stage for the ensuing drama. Now, imagine this scene. The sons of God, divine beings, are presenting themselves before the Almighty, and among them is Satan. This sparks a conversation between God and Satan, a dialogue that is as intriguing as it is profound. God, in his omniscience, knows Satan has been roaming the earth. He asks Satan, "From where have you come?" Satan replies, "From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it." God then turns the conversation towards Job, a man of impeccable integrity. He asks Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man who fears God and turns away from evil?" Satan responds with a challenge. He questions Job's faith, suggesting that Job is faithful only because God has blessed him abundantly. He proposes a test, a trial of faith. "Remove your protection," he tells God. "Let me take away his prosperity, and he will surely curse you." Here we see God's peculiar response. He grants Satan permission to test Job's faith, but with one condition. Satan can take Job's possessions and health, but he cannot take his life. This divine sanction is perplexing, but it's also essential to understanding the story's core themes. This exchange is not merely a test of Job's faith. It is a profound exploration of human suffering and resilience. It asks tough questions. Why do the righteous suffer? How do we maintain faith in the face of adversity? How do we reconcile a loving God with the existence of evil and suffering? God's permission for Satan to test Job's faith sets the stage for a profound exploration of human suffering and resilience. This heavenly encounter, this celestial dialogue, is the catalyst for a narrative that continues to resonate with us, even in the 21st century. Satan, in this biblical account, plays a role that can be subject to various interpretations. Let's delve into the different perspectives. From one vantage point, Satan is seen as an adversary. This interpretation positions Satan as the quintessential antagonist, a figure whose primary function is to oppose God and disrupt his divine order. He is the embodiment of rebellion, of defiance against God's sovereignty. This perspective echoes throughout the Bible, with Satan often depicted as the tempter, the deceiver, the adversary of both God and man. But there's another interpretation, one that views Satan not merely as an adversary, but also as a tester. In this light, Satan's role becomes more nuanced. He is still an antagonist, yes, but his actions serve a divine purpose. He tests the faith and resilience of humanity, acting as a catalyst for spiritual growth and transformation. This interpretation suggests that Satan, in his own twisted way, contributes to the fulfillment of God's grand design. A third perspective positions Satan as a prosecutor, a celestial lawyer of sorts. In the heavenly court, Satan stands as the accuser, bringing charges against humanity and arguing for their guilt before God. This interpretation underscores the legalistic aspects of the biblical narrative, reminding us that our actions carry weight, that they are subject to judgment. But what do these interpretations tell us about Satan's role in the narrative? They suggest that Satan is not just a one-dimensional character. His role is multifaceted, complex, and deeply intertwined with the themes of faith, rebellion, judgment, and redemption that permeate the biblical narrative. In the end, Satan's role in this narrative is complex, reflecting the multifaceted nature of evil and suffering. Regardless of the interpretation we subscribe to, one thing is clear: Satan's presence in the narrative forces us to grapple with the difficult questions of faith, morality, and the nature of evil. Why would God allow Satan to test Job, a man described as blameless and upright? This question has intrigued and baffled scholars, theologians, and everyday readers of the Bible for centuries. To grasp the full depth of this enigmatic passage, we must delve into the purpose of Job's trial. Firstly, the trial of Job serves as a test of faith. Job is described as a man of profound piety, a beacon of righteousness in a world often shrouded in moral ambiguity. However, faith untested is faith unproven. By allowing Satan to test Job, God provides an opportunity for Job to demonstrate the depth and strength of his commitment. It is one thing to be faithful in times of prosperity, but maintaining faith amidst adversity is the true measure of spiritual resilience. Secondly, the trial explores the theme of human suffering. Why do good people suffer? This age-old question is brought to life in the story of Job. The narrative doesn't necessarily give us a definitive answer. Instead, it offers a lens through which we can view and grapple with the harsh realities of life. It pushes us to confront the discomforting truth that suffering is an integral part of the human experience and that virtue is not always rewarded in the ways we might expect. Lastly, the trial of Job is a demonstration of God's sovereignty. It underlines the notion that God's ways are beyond human understanding. We are reminded that God operates on a plane of existence and understanding far beyond our own. And while we may question, we are ultimately called to trust in divine wisdom. In conclusion, the trial of Job is not a tale of arbitrary cruelty, but a narrative rich with profound insights about faith, suffering, and divine sovereignty. It invites us to wrestle with difficult questions and challenges us to grow in our understanding and trust in God. The trial of Job is a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of adversity. What implications does this biblical narrative have for us today? This question takes us to the very heart of the story of Job. It's not merely a tale of antiquity, but a narrative that resonates with our modern lives, illuminating our understanding of suffering, resilience, faith, and the nature of God. Let's consider suffering. In our world today, suffering is a universal experience. It comes in many forms, and none of us are immune to it. Job's story serves as a poignant reminder that adversity can strike anyone, even the most righteous among us. It teaches us that suffering is not always a measure of our morality or a punishment for our misdeeds, but a fundamental part of our human existence. Next, let's explore resilience. Job's unwavering faith in the face of relentless suffering is a testament to the human capacity for resilience. His story encourages us to persevere in the face of adversity, to remain steadfast in our beliefs, even when the circumstances seem insurmountable. It serves as a beacon of hope, reminding us that we, like Job, possess the strength to endure life's most formidable trials. Faith is another profound theme in Job's story. Despite his suffering, Job never loses faith in God. This narrative invites us to contemplate the depth and resilience of our own faith. It challenges us to question, would our faith endure such trials? Can we, like Job, maintain our faith even when we are faced with the most profound suffering? Lastly, the story of Job provides a multifaceted portrayal of God. It shows us a God who permits suffering, but also a God who is ultimately merciful and just. It invites us to grapple with the complexities of God's nature, to ponder the mystery of His ways, and to seek a deeper understanding of His divine character. The story of Job and Satan's appearance before God invites us to reflect on our own experiences of suffering and resilience. It's a narrative that continues to echo in our lives today, shaping our understanding of suffering, resilience, faith, and the nature of God. Despite our best efforts, some questions about Satan's appearance before God remain unanswered. As we delve into the mysteries of the Bible, we find ourselves faced with intriguing puzzles that defy simple explanations. Take, for instance, the exact nature of Satan's relationship with God. The text paints a picture of Satan as a member of the heavenly court, presenting himself before God. But why? Was he an adversary in the truest sense of the word, or was he playing a role assigned to him by God himself? This ambiguity is something that scholars have wrestled with for centuries. Was Satan an independent entity at odds with God? Or was he a part of God's grand design, a necessary catalyst for events to unfold as they did? Moving on, we face another enigma. Why was Satan included in the heavenly gathering? The gathering, as described, was a meeting of divine beings, a celestial council, if you will. Satan's presence there raises questions. Was it a demonstration of God's ultimate authority, even over the embodiment of evil? Or does it suggest a more complex relationship between good and evil, one that isn't strictly oppositional? And let's not forget the role of free will. If Satan was merely playing a role set out for him, what does that say about the concept of free will in the biblical narrative? Was Satan, like Job, a pawn in a divine game? Or did he have the freedom to choose his path, to choose evil? These questions, and many more, remain unanswered. They are the mysteries that keep biblical scholars up at night, poring over ancient texts and seeking interpretations that might shed some light on these persistent puzzles. They are the questions that make the Bible a living document, a text that invites us to question, to ponder, and to seek understanding. These unanswered questions remind us of the mystery and depth of biblical narratives. They invite us to engage with the text on a deeper level, to grapple with its complexities, and to continue seeking answers, however elusive they might be. Our exploration of Satan's appearance before God has taken us on a fascinating journey. We've traversed the winding paths of biblical narratives, delved into the heart of ancient texts, and wrestled with the enigma of Satan's role. We began by recounting the biblical account of Satan's appearance before God, a moment that has piqued the curiosity of scholars and laymen alike for centuries. We saw how Satan, once an angel in God's court, was allowed to present himself before the divine presence, a narrative that challenges our typical understanding of good and evil. Next, we ventured into the various interpretations of Satan's role. Some view him as the accuser, others as the adversary, and yet others as the tester. Each interpretation, while different, offers a unique lens through which to view the complex figure of Satan and his role within the cosmic order. Then, we explored the purpose of the trial. This was not a trial in the earthly sense, but a divine testing of character. We discussed how this trial served as a catalyst for human growth and development, a theme that resonates throughout the biblical narrative. Our journey also led us to the implications of this story for today. We pondered how this narrative shapes our understanding of suffering, challenges our perceptions of justice, and invites us to wrestle with the mystery of divine providence. It's a story that, despite its ancient origins, continues to speak to our contemporary experiences. Finally, we acknowledge the unanswered questions that this narrative leaves in its wake. These questions, while they may not have definitive answers, invite us to engage in a deeper exploration of our faith and understanding. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope this exploration has provided you with a deeper understanding of this intriguing biblical narrative.